Hey, my creative friends. I'm Shannon from Shannon Studio, and we are here to talk about a creative lifestyle, tips to help us have one, to start one, to continue to keep doing what we're doing, any of those things. So today hey Trisha, I had a friend cancel. She got sick. Seems like everybody around here is getting sick. I had one cancellation. We go to the High Rose. We go to a museum usually every Tuesday, and she ended up sick, and so we had to cancel. And I go with Jean and Margarita, and then also a gal we talk business, and she's starting up a business thing, and she canceled this week. So that means I set 2 days aside, and so like today. Oh, hey, Trisha's in St. George. I think it is probably a little bit warmer there. Oh, I don't know. In Missouri, Jesse told me it was 13 degrees or something like that crazy. It's warmer here in Sweden. It's been in the 30s. And so it's cold there. Very, very cold. So, so today I had an extra day, and so that I didn't have planned to do anything, so I worked on some florals. So I'm not quite happy with these, but I think I can still work with them. So I'm pretty glad that I got to paint is my point. And it's in the 50s, she says, in St. George. Yeah, nice, kind of nice. Here in Sweden, when we first got here, it was 60s, high 50s, 60s, and people were out in their shorts, no shirt, playing volleyball, barefoot, and everything else. Because after now seeing some of the winter, and this is actually a mild winter, I can see why they kind of have that habit to when it gets 50s, 60s, woohoo, it's warm. Okay, so I've done the painting and been creative most of the day, doing, learning stuff and painting, and I've just had a really good day. So then tonight, Alan comes home, and I had dinner ready for them, and I wasn't eating with them, but when you have an only child, meal times are kind of like, well, what do you feel like having? And it's like, okay, you can have this. Well, and with 8 kids, that's not how we did it. It's like, this is dinner and you're gonna eat it. So we tried to not raise him like an only child. We're not very successful sometimes, but tonight Alan decided that he's tired of this, the kid eating what he wants to eat and not eating what's fixed. So and I'm totally on the same page with Alan. I totally get that we should teach Joseph how to eat what he's given and that sort of thing, and not think it's a restaurant. You can have whatever you want. And so they started going around, just around and around, and there was wailing and just the whole, screaming, and just, it was not a good thing. And I know some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. So they're going around and around. This lasted at least a half an hour, 45 minutes, going around and around, and it would lull a little bit, then we'd go back up and lull a little bit, go back up. And I'm in here painting, and I'm like, oh, I can't stand this. I can't stand it. And the more it went on, the worse mood I got in. It was just like this contagious thing of it feeding on, we're just, all of us are like in this little negative soup, just feeding on each other. And it's just like, so then it's like, I'm going to get ready to do the video. And I hadn't really planned this morning anything. I went through some things, but I hadn't really settled on anything. So it's like, now I need to be, creative and think of some things, and I cannot find any creativity in me. It's like everything is just deflated and it's gone. And I just think that's the way it is a lot of times in our life, that we do get in those moods where it's just like, no, I can't find it in me to be creative. And so I was looking through my creativity idea book, because I have one separate for that now. And I came over several quotes that I'd written down. And one of them was but from Wilma Coastal, PhD, she says, recognizing that creativity itself feels good helps broaden our focus from outcomes of creative thought and action to also include creative process. So if I'm reading this right, it says, to me, it feels good. The creative process feels good just by itself, not because, normally if in thinking we focus on what we make, what the project or the product is, the outcome, and we should include that creativity feels good when we're doing it. So the process of in the doing, which goes along with a couple other quotes, how creativity, Noble and Stuckey, creativity improves well-being by decreasing negative emotions and increasing positive ones. So right in this sort of little soup mixture we have going on tonight is the very time I should break out something and do something. And I think it wasn't like terrible out of control, but I think I was in such a good mood from painting all day long that it just really swung the other way for me, and it really was stark. It was a stark contrast from what I was doing. And so doing something creative, getting in there, whether it's a nice project, it turns out nice, or you don't even finish it or whatever, just the process will decrease those negative emotions and increase the positive ones. And that's exactly what we need, yet we don't feel like it. And that's where we have to kind of push ourselves. And if you think about it, if it's going to decrease the negative emotions and increase the positive ones, wouldn't it be a good idea to have supplies and things around so your whole family can do creative things, can color, can do make a project, get out the glue sticks, get some scrap paper, do some things. So I think there's value in simply having the stuff around and just say, let's take a break and let's, do some kind of little project. And I think that's sometimes why art journals are really good, because then you just have some place to just kind of start in with something. So then I got a little itch on my foot. Here's another quote from Psychology Today. It's not just that being in a good mood can boost our creativity, but it can work in reverse. This is what I need. It can work in reverse direction. Being creative can itself boost good feelings. So when I was thinking about all this little mess going on tonight, I'm thinking, okay, I need to just go back, spend some more time doing a little, I'll probably be painting tonight after this, and spend a little time to get back into that increased positive emotions, that, decrease that a little bit more. And to also recognize, like I said, that, sometimes we're in such good moods that we overemphasize the negative thing happening. Like he wasn't running around the house screaming, carrying out, he's a good kid. So it wasn't like he was out of control, banging walls, it wasn't that sort of thing. But it was I was in such a good mood. So I have to realize I was in a good mood. I was having positive feelings because I was doing creative things all day long. So to not blow it out of proportion. But then to just switch and move back into being creative. So that's the tip. If there's meltdowns, if there's negativity, if there's arguments, if there's just stuff going on, just pull back. And even though you don't feel like being creative, force yourself to get in that mode, at least for 15 or 20 minutes, to just do something creative. At the very least, there's another quote. Do I have that? That says, I don't have it, but there's, Rose says, I thought of creativity while at the temple. It reminded me of a professor that said creating is organizing in God. I can see the rest of it. Organizing as in God created the world, which was organizing matter. Didn't he do it beautifully? Yeah, absolutely. it kind of goes along with something I read just read. Oh, it's still up on my screen because I just read it before it's about our minds are like chaos. Like the natural state of the mind is chaos based on studies that they've been doing, and that our thoughts, when we're doing nothing and we're alone, I'm kind of skim reading, doing nothing and alone, our thoughts tend to become more disordered and their moods negative. It really takes the mind's ingesting information helps. When there's no information to keep it in order, in an ordered state, the mind begins to lose control of attention, at least temporarily. As with most generalizations, the rule does not apply to everyone. Individuals who have learned to control their minds, even in the absence of external inputs of information, by learning a symbolic system and its operations, such as prayer and meditation, mathematics, poetry, can avoid the entropy of solitude and even enjoy. Anyways, it kind of goes along with this chaos and God bringing it all together, and so yeah. So Erica, I think you might like this. We're at the end of this, but you just came on and Joseph had a little meltdown tonight. So I just talked about that and creativity. So since you have 4. And you might find some value in it. And let's see. So that is the tip. Little meltdowns, little problems. Force yourself into spending a little bit of time doing something creative, because it's not the outcome of the project that will boost positive feelings and reduce negative ones, but it's actual process of creating. So that is the tip. And let's see. Tomorrow I'm going down to the city and gonna meet somebody. I notice here in Sweden a lot of people do like little meetups, like you want to go out for coffee or come over for coffee. So somebody said do coffee, and I was like, I don't do coffee, but I do pastries. And this place is loaded with pastries. So I've been saving up the sweets and having it tomorrow morning. So I'll probably do something down in the city with the video tomorrow. And it'll probably be earlier too. So in the meantime, remember you have a creative heartbeat. So listen for it. And I will be back tomorrow. Bye.